You walk into a room full of strangers, and your heart does something strange. It speeds up. Your palms go damp. A voice in your head starts running through everything that could go wrong. You haven't said a single word yet. You haven't been judged, rejected, or embarrassed. But your body is already bracing like something terrible is about to happen. And here's the strange part. The real reason your brain reacts this way has nothing to do with weakness, and everything to do with the fact that other people, historically, were the most dangerous and most necessary force on the planet.
Think about the last time you had to speak in front of a group, or walk into a party where you knew no one. What did your body do? Your throat tightened, your thoughts scattered. Some ancient part of you treated the room like a threat. That reaction feels irrational in the moment. It is not irrational at all. It is one of the oldest systems in the human brain, and it has been running the exact same way for longer than language has existed.
For most of human history, other people held your entire fate in their hands. Not metaphorically, literally. A human alone on the savannah, without a group, without protection, without shared food or shared eyes watching for predators, did not survive long. Exile wasn't an inconvenience. It was closer to a death sentence. So your brain built an alarm system specifically tuned to social danger, one that fires the instant it senses disapproval, exclusion, or judgment. Because for nearly all of human history, disapproval was the first step toward abandonment, and abandonment meant you were on your own, against lions, starvation, and cold. Here's where it gets interesting. Social pain and physical pain are not just similar, they are processed in nearly the same regions of your brain. Psychologist Naomi Eisenberger ran an experiment that changed how scientists understood rejection. She had participants play a simple ball-tossing game inside a brain scanner, believing they were playing with two other real people. At some point, the other players stopped throwing the ball to them. Just stopped. No explanation, no insult, just quiet exclusion. And the brain scans showed something remarkable. The same region that lights up when your body experiences physical pain, the anterior cingulate cortex, lit up just as strongly during social exclusion. Being left out didn't just feel bad. Your brain processed it almost identically to a physical injury. That's not a metaphor anymore. That's neuroscience. Rejection actually hurts because your brain evolved no separate category for it. To your ancient wiring, being cut off from the group and being physically wounded were both simply signals that your survival was at risk. So why does your brain still treat a stranger's raised eyebrow, or a joke that falls flat, or an unanswered text like a genuine threat? Because for nearly all of human history, it was one. Small social signals were early warning systems. A person here and now might frown at your comment and forget it in 10 minutes. But for your ancestors, a frown from the wrong person, repeated enough times, could mean the difference between staying in the group and being pushed out of it forever. This explains something that seems irrational on the surface. Why do you replay an awkward conversation from years ago at 2 in the morning? Why does one critical comment stick in your memory longer than 10 compliments? Because your brain isn't grading the emotional weight of information evenly. It is weighting anything that signals possible social rejection far more heavily than anything that signals approval. Because missing a real threat, historically, was far more costly than missing a compliment. But here's the twist that changes everything. This fear of other people, this same system that makes you sweat before a presentation, exists precisely because humans are the most cooperative species on the planet. Anthropologist Michael Tomasello has spent decades studying what actually separates humans from every other primate. It isn't tool use. Chimpanzees use tools. It isn't intelligence alone. Ravens solve puzzles that would stump most humans under pressure. What separates humans is something Tomasello calls shared intentionality. The ability to hold a goal in your mind at the same time as someone else, know that they're holding it too, and coordinate toward it together. No other species does this at scale. And that ability didn't come free. It came with a cost. To cooperate this deeply, your brain had to become exquisitely sensitive to what other people were thinking, feeling, and judging. Because cooperation only works if you can predict how your actions land on someone else. In other words, the very system that terrifies you in social situations is the same system that allowed humans to build cities, languages, hospitals, and civilizations. Your fear of judgment isn't a bug sitting on top of human intelligence. It's a feature that made human intelligence possible in the first place. There's a deeper layer here, and it comes from primatologist Franz de Waal, who spent his career studying social behavior in chimpanzees and bonobos. His research revealed something that reframes the entire conversation around social anxiety. Chimpanzee societies are full of the same behaviors humans obsess over: status monitoring, reputation tracking, reconciliation after conflict. Duvall documented chimps who, after a fight, would deliberately seek out the individual they'd wronged and make peace, sometimes through grooming, sometimes through simple physical closeness. This wasn't taught, it was instinctive, which suggests something profound. Your anxiety about how others perceive you, your discomfort after an argument, your urge to apologize, even for small things, isn't a modern neurosis. It's a primate survival strategy that predates humanity itself, one built around a simple, ancient truth. Relationships had to be actively maintained, or the group would fracture, and a fractured group meant nobody survived. So what does this mean for you? Standing at the edge of a party you don't want to walk into, or staring at a message you're afraid to send, or replaying something you said an hour ago. It means your discomfort isn't proof that something is wrong with you. It's proof that your brain is running one of the most sophisticated social tracking systems ever built by evolution, tuned for a world where every relationship mattered enormously, because there was no anonymity, no strangers passing by unnoticed, no safety net beyond the people around the fire. Consider what your ancestors' social world actually looked like. Small groups, the same faces every single day for an entire lifetime. No leaving, no new city to move to if things went badly, no blocking, muting, or starting over somewhere else. Every relationship carried enormous weight because there was nowhere else to go. In that world, hypervigilance about social standing wasn't anxiety. It was survival intelligence. Now, look at your world. Hundreds of interactions a day. Strangers on trains, coworkers you'll never see again, comment sections filled with people you'll never meet. Your ancient alarm system doesn't know the difference between a lifelong tribe member and a stranger who will forget your name in 30 seconds. It fires the same signal regardless, because it was built for a world where nearly every social interaction actually mattered. This is the real reason social fear feels so disproportionate to the situation. It isn't a personal flaw. It's a precision instrument built for tribal-sized stakes, now firing constantly in a world of anonymous, low-stakes interactions. Every racing heartbeat before a phone call, every spiral of self-doubt after a text goes unanswered, every wave of dread before walking into a room is your ancient social radar doing exactly the job it evolved to do, just aimed at a world that no longer matches the one it was built for. Does that mean this fear is something to eliminate? No. This is the same system that lets you read a room, notice when a friend needs support, sense tension before it becomes conflict, and build relationships that last decades. Without it, humans wouldn't cooperate at all. We'd be solitary, clever primates with no cities, no shared language, no civilization. The fear and the connection are not opposites. They are the same wiring, doing the same job, just intensified. Because the stakes used to be everything.